Happy midweek. Welcome to the Ballot with your host, Kelly the Psalmist. And as you all know, the Ballot is where we talk about the elections. And we not just talk about the elections, we talk about the masses, we talk about the voter. So today on the show, I still have with me, my army.
Rejoice.
And Rocketina.
Yes, and we'll be doing this together like we did yesterday as we spoke about INEC yesterday. And today we're still talking about INEC. Like I said earlier, the show is the ballot. And we'll not be really concentrating on INEC, but we'll also be concentrating on the voter as well. So let's start up with the announcing of results. I don't know. Let's take this breather. I'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere. Welcome back. So, Rejoice.
Yes.
The presidential elect was announced. What do you have to say about it?
I would say the presidential candidate was actually, that's BALLOT Asiwaju Tinubu.
Yes.
Who was actually announced the winner of the election. I would say I don't really know what to say, because at some point I don't know what to say. Because that's not. I don't know what to say.
Rocketina, what do you have to say about this?
Well, I have to tell you, when they announced the results, I was like, this announcement is inconclusive, because there is no how you finish something as early as 2 to 3 a.m. in the morning and announce the results by 4 a.m. That is to tell you that Nigeria is actually funny. Because I was actually talking to some people, and then they were like, Nigeria of yesterday is far better than Nigeria of today. And then somebody was like, it is one thing to have a phone, and it is another thing to know how to operate that particular phone. Then I was like, what do you mean by that thing you actually said to me right now? He said there is one thing to have a beavers as an INEC, there is another thing again to know how to operate it. And even the INEC itself, I don't know who actually made those calculations, but I have to tell you that I was very, very disappointed.
Okay, let me say this, guys. Have you noticed that they say Nigerians are very resilient, if I'm correct? In fact, if you ask me, we are the most resilient people in the world. But do you know our leaders take us for granted because of our resilience? They make us look stupid. Now, I felt that INEC, knowing fully well that these elections had a whole lot of hitches here and there, should have apologized to Nigerians, to the whole general public, before announcing results. All I saw was Ekiti State result. Now, I'm not supporting any political party, because I know when people listen to us on radio, the first thing they want to say is, are they supporting this political party, so they can see how they can shut down a radio station or drag one journalist up and down. Now we are being straightforward to INEC. You should have apologized to Nigerians before announcing the result. Now, looking at the announcement of results, we discovered at a point, one of the party agents stood up and said, no, this result cannot go ahead. It can't go ahead with this result. In fact, let's play you that insert and we'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere. We'll steal the ballot.
What is uploaded is what is presented. We cannot continue collection. Not allow it. At least the collection officer must tell us that what is presenting is in consonance with what was uploaded. If that is not done, then there's an infraction of the Electoral Act, and we will not allow it. And we cannot continue with collection. Yes, you have not addressed our presentations.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Coalition Secretariat, any more? Thank you, Rek Kwara.
If the collection officer will not come up and tell us that what is uploaded is you don't want to show us, you don't want him to tell us, one of the two must happen. We are Nigerians, we will defend our rights. This election, we will serve with our blood, we will make sure that the right thing is done. If there is difficulty in uploading it, there's no difficulty in the returning officer telling us that what is uploaded is what is presented. And if that is a lie, you will meet in the court of law.
Okay, thank you very much. Next state.
No, we cannot have another state, sir. We cannot have another state.
You are now being.
We cannot, sir.
You are now being disruptive.
I am not disrupting. The Electoral Act says that what is uploaded.
You are now being disruptive.
You can bundle me out, but the right thing must be done. I'm a party agent.
You are
that
now.
is what the
You are now being disruptive of the process.
I am not being disruptive. I'm asking that what is uploaded is
next score, please. After the presentation, then we'll come back to the issues you've raised. Let's take the next step.
We are saying that let him declare that what is uploaded is what he's going to present. At least let him make that statement.
Okay. Score Kwara, sorry, Oshun and Derek, please make your presentation.
Thank you.
Sorry, Kwara. Kwara has done his own. Oshun State?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Oshun.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman,
My name is Dr. Mutiu Olaleke Agoke. I am the resident electoral commissioner, INEC, Osun State. My scope is here.
My name is Professor Fola Ishade Ogushola, the Vice Chancellor
Agent
of
the
the University
PDP,
of
please
Lagos.
resume your seat. You are now deliberately disruptive.
I'm defending my votes.
Okay.
And I'm allowed by law to do that.
Red Kwara, please make your prayer. Sorry, Oshun.
Welcome back. That was Dino Malai, one of the party agents, complaining about the uploading of results to the INEC server. Why do something you know you are not capable of doing? Why give a promise you know you are not capable of fulfilling? This is INEC.
Well, to tell you about all these things, when you begin to recall all those things that happened, definitely you will be getting angry. And then to tell you that I see no reason why INEC should be independent if this is how they will go about,
That's why all the funds we read out in the previous show.
In fact, I will prefer if EFCC will actually look into all these things, because how much is our debt outside? How much did Nigeria borrow from a neighboring country, or let me say a sister country? How much is Nigeria investing into INEC in order for them to come and give us all these kind of results? How much? See, Nigerians, to tell you that, if not because maybe, let me say, some people are actually telling Nigerians not to take the thing to street. Believe you me, maybe by now it should have been in another dimension. Maybe the international bodies will just have to come here and then to get to intervene into what is actually going to happen in Nigeria, to tell you that we are actually ready for we are actually ready in order to be independent. But to tell you the truth, we are still dependent. We are still a dependent country to another. We are borrowing from America. Okay, who knows if America actually used these beavers in the 1980s that Nigerians are trying to bring it into usage right about this time. I wish Nigeria will come with a policy whereby you stay home, you vote, and then you'll be seeing how your vote is being counted. And that is to tell you that at that particular point in time, there will be transparency.
Honesty.
And then if it is this INEC we're seeing right about this time, even as you're seeing yourself, your picture and everything, you're voting at home, if they want to rig this election, they will still rig it as it is.
Wow,
and
then
sad. for people to kind of walk out from INEC, that is to tell you that there is a big problem.
And another thing, looking at the mass number of people that came out to vote this time around, people really came out in mass to cast their votes, and at the end of the day you get to see that what you actually voted for, that's not what is actually happening over there. You get people saying the announcements, the results they called over there, that's not the result of my polling unit. My polling unit, that vote was actually more than this. So why is the vote reducing in the coalition centers?
And another thing,
that's to tell you that there are a lot of laxities in
another
this.
thing, they told us, I think last year in particular, they told us that our PVC is actually our power
True.
in order to choose whosoever we want. But I have to tell you that today the PVC is of no use. That is if that is how they are able to go
It's
about
definitely-
things.
okay.
Then the PVC is of no use.
Let-
And then this week Saturday,
Yes.
the governorship election is coming in. You understand?
true.
And at this point now, what are those?
Has INEC learned from her lessons
And at
in the
the end of
presidential
the day,
elections
will
for the
people be
governorship elections?
convinced enough in order to come out and vote for the governorship election? That is one thing. That's one thing that keep ringing in my mind. Will people actually have that boldness in order to come out to say yes, that
Let me-
PVC I have is actually my power?
I spoke to a couple of people and I was trying to convince them to still come out and vote, but they are saying their votes didn't count, so they don't even want to come out and
let me
vote.
chip in something on your vote count. The elections, no matter how there were so many hitches here and there, we saw that the votes, that no matter what, even though there's some rigging, Nigerians themselves have now, in fact, let's put this aside, people eye don't open.
They have learned their lessons.
People
They are
now
learning
understand
their
what is
lessons.
going on. It's now the political class now knows that they can't do with Nigerians.
Definitely.
Now, in fact, I ever heard somebody saying it's now hard to bribe Nigerians. Even if you give them money,
They
they
will
still
still go
know
ahead
who
to do what
the
they
right
want.
person they know the right person they want to put in that place. Do you understand? So now let's look at the voters now. The results were announced. Do you think the results announced reflect the voters' will or the voters' choice? The announced result, did it reflect the voters' choice? Now I want us to remove sentiment from this, remove religious sentiment, tribalistic sentiment. Let's judge it without emotions, like journalists, not like the normal man listening to us right now. I'm not trying to insult the listener, but we are journalists and we look at things from different perspectives, not just from one direction or at one direction. So let's look at this from different directions. Do we think the voters' choice was reflected in the announcement of results?
Well, to me, I have to say it this way because it's actually funny.
Yes.
But if I am to say, I will have to tell you that some votes were being counted.
Yes.
While some were not. And that is to tell you that as Nigerians that we are, some people are being tribalistic, while some people were being hooked up in all these religious sentiments as it may be. But as for me, I have to tell you that some votes were counted, while most of the votes were being destroyed. Let me put it this way, because there is no better way to put it than, well, when we are talking about the voters right about this time, I have to tell them that what happened what happened weeks ago actually happened. And then I had the opportunity to talk to some people as the results was being announced, that is to say through INEC, and some people were someone looked at me in the eye to tell me that this PVC have no use. It's going to break it.
No. I have
to tell the
that's
person,
not
I said,
advisable.
No,
that's his power.
Governorship election is actually coming in. He said, "Will my votes count?" That was the first thing he actually told me. Will my votes count? I actually said, "Oga, calm down," because we actually knew what INEC did at the presidential election, and then to tell you that the presidential election is not yet over until we hear.
I'm sorry, Rokatina, hold your thoughts for a bit. Let's take this commercial break. It's still the ballot. We'll be right back. Don't you go nowhere.
I want to dance for Jesus. I want to praise for Jesus. Hey, thank God, God no be man. God no be man. God no be man.
Are you looking for the best place to display your goods and services? Are you looking for how to take your business to the next level? Then let's be your plug. For sponsorship or advertisement, please call +234 3110 1001 or +234 81 288 03452. Glass FM, your #1 radio station.
You are Odogu. You are Odogu.
Welcome back from that commercial break, and back to you, Rokatina. You were saying,
yeah, and I was kind of telling the person, I said the governorship election is actually coming now that the people actually know the strength of INEC. Definitely from there we'll be able to know that yes, this is what we vote, and then we'll make sure that no matter what INEC do, our vote is going to be counted. That of the presidential election is more hectic than that of the
far
governorship
hectic.
election. So in this point now, we're dealing with local governments, we're dealing with ward, and we're dealing with a polling unit at the same time. So you will have the right in order to know that yes, this is what actually transpired. Because if you go to my polling unit till date, you'll still see the election, you still see the election result. That's the presidential.
Pasted on the wall.
Yes, pasted on the wall, and then you can be able to get your statistics to be able to know that this is actually what this particular polling unit were able to score.
Okay, let me give the listener, those who have not been able to fully understand the results, the presidential results, for those who don't know about the presidential results, here are some facts about the 2023 presidential election results. Now, as for APC, who the candidate, the party candidate or the flag bearer of that party, Tinubu, scored 8,794,726 votes. Yes, that is for the presidential elections, followed by PDP, who the flag bearer was Atiku, with 6,984,520 votes, followed by the Labour Party, whose flag bearer is Obi, with 6,101,533 votes, followed by, or lastly, with the NNPP flag bearer Kwankwaso with 1,496,687 votes.
Okay,
now that's not all. Now, number of states won by each of these candidates. We have Tinubu winning 12 states, Obi winning 11 states plus the FCT, Kwankwaso winning 1 state, which was Kano, and Atiku with 12 states. Now, looking at this election, before we go further with our analysis, looking at this election, you can say that it was a tight contest.
Yeah.
It wasn't like other elections where we saw one winning by 12 million votes and then the next person coming is like 6 million or 4 million votes. Actually, can we say the beaver helped in this situation? Or should we say it's the voters who voted that made the election to be quite, or should we say it's the candidates? Or should we say we had multiple of choices? Nigerians had multiple of choices in terms of the presidential candidates.
Well, that is one thing I wanted to talk about. Because as far as I'm concerned now, Nigeria is focused on 4 political parties, in which we have 18 political parties.
18 political parties participated in the elections.
Okay, bringing out those 4 major political parties right here in Nigeria, does it mean that we deal on 4-party system or something? Because as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria is multi-party system.
Yes.
What happened to other results that they were called? Because as far as in Plateau State, as far as I'm concerned, and then the places I was able to go, I don't know anything about ADC. I don't know anything about anybody voting ADC.
Okay. Now for me, I won't blame INEC for that. First of all, let's look at. No, we are not trying to. Sorry. To all the candidates of all the smaller parties, we're not trying to mock you all. But let's tell this, and let's call it spade a spade. These 4 major parties are well funded. Actually, and we're talking about politics. Politics is all about. In fact, we're talking about Nigeria. One of our colleagues said, politics in Nigeria is not for the poor man. It's not for the poor man. I mean, imagine you, a normal citizen, going around the 36 states. Who's going to give you that money? Are you going to use car? Are you going to use Achaba to go around the whole 36 states? Mind you, you're going to pay flights. You're going to book tickets. And most of you will use private jets to go to these states.
And even the voters, the people that were going to come out, they actually give them peanuts
in order
to come out for the rally.
And not all these 18 political parties were able to go around the whole 36 states.
I doubt even up to 4.
Do you understand?
Go to those,
you might not blame them because of the whole funding and everything that has to go with
really
politics.
Need resources.
Yes, you need resources.
To make things
so
happen.
I won't blame INEC for all those political parties because I haven't had a party like Boot Party. I haven't had a party like BP Party.
Yes, actually,
no offense,
I was surprised I had BP.
When they were calling, and then they would announce a BP blood pressure. I was, Actually, who actually voted?
Oh my God!
Those? Because as far as I'm concerned, I'm not trying to say that nobody gave them vote, but as far as I'm concerned, even those people, even the flag bearers of those parties, they didn't even vote for themselves.
We have to give INEC kudos. Before we had several political parties like up to 20, 30 that you could see one holding the sheet and he's still folding the sheet and he's not yet done calling out the political parties and their results. But now we had 18 political parties and it was quite easy and good enough. We also have to give INEC kudos. They placed it on a screen so we could see it. Those of us watching via the TV or via our phones or whatever electronic devices we're using to stream the election, we could see those elections on the TV screen. You understand? We're placed there. What we could see that when it reached a particular line, it kept shifting. It kept using the mouse to shift it and everything. It was quite good. So now let's go to the presidential elect. Finally, Tinubu. He's now the presidential elect of the country, and I want to say congratulations to him. He has been fighting for this thing for the past 30 years, since 1993 to 2023. And if you check in 1993, we had a Muslim ticket, and now in 2023 we're having a Muslim ticket. Now I want to say something. A whole lot of Nigerians are not happy about this. You understand? A lot of people are not happy, and I've told people something. Must it be? I know. Nigeria is a secular country. We have to have a Christian and a Muslim. But can we look beyond religion and look at the person? Look at the person's capacity to give us a good country. A country that will be economically strong. A country that will be, and where you're talking about, educationally strong. I mean, we had ASU and so on and so forth in this particular.
In his speech, he said there's not going to be ASU strike.
Yes,
again.
yes.
That was in his speech after he was announced the president.
Talking about speech now. I have to say, as far as the case is in court, I won't actually say it's president-elect, but president announced. That is how it is right about this time. But let me tell you something. If you check on President Muhammadu Buhari's speech, or let me say acceptance speech back then, you'll find out that all these things that the president announced actually said, they are actually some of the things that President Muhammadu Buhari actually said. So are we going to say that old school is more better than what we have in the 21st century? Because as far as I'm concerned, all those things we've been hearing right from 1999,
we'll do this, we'll do that,
are still surfacing up till date. And then when they are being given the mandates to go into office in order to tackle all these issues, they will still fail us.
Now let's look at itself. I've heard rumors about this, that we have good leaders, but by the time they get to Aso Rock is a whole different ball game. You have what they call the cabals. And I've always told people, until those cabals, they find a way to tackle those cabals, or those cabals are being dealt with, thank you very much, being dealt with, we will see good leaders going to Aso Villa and failing, no matter how good they are. That's the truth. And they will keep failing. We have to find a way to deal with those cabals, because they are destroying this country and they've hijacked this country.
The question is, who are the cabals? That is one thing we should be talking about. Who knows whether those leaders we elect are actually the cabals going into Aso Rock? Because if you are talking about cabals, then you have to fish them out in order to set them as an example for anybody who wants to turn out to be a cabal when it comes to issues concerning Nigeria. Because we keep hearing about cabals, and at the end of the day, we don't know who are heading all those affairs of the cabals. So definitely, Nigeria will not move forward, or let me just say, anybody going into that Aso Rock will not going to do well. Because as far as I'm concerned, Kelly, now if you sponsor me as my political godfather, if I go there, I'm going to do your bidding.
Thank you.
Anybody you bring, okay, I help you end that seat. So I want you to give this person this position, or appoint this person as a minister, or do this.
I mean, I'll give you money. I didn't just throw. I can't give you 100. I mean, imagine I just come and I donate 100 billion naira to your campaign. I mean, am I a charity organization? Definitely, I want to get that 100. I'm not saying me. I'm trying to put myself in the shoes of the politician. I'm not mean I doing that, but the politicians definitely want to find 100 billion or even more from you when you get into power. So you see that their hands are tied when they get there.
It's just as if they are giving you something with the right hand and taking it back with the left hand.
And that is to tell you that we have thieves in the name of politicians. Because now, if you get to look at it, how much is a president earning in a year?
The last time I checked, they said 12 million or so.
Okay, if you have
24 million.
If you have to times it by 4 years, how much is that person getting down to say you are spending 100 million naira in order to obtain just?
So how is that person actually getting? Where is that person actually getting those funds to pay? Now let's even go back to this. The president-elect himself is a very rich man. He's a very wealthy man. And last time I checked, I was doing the background search on him. I also discovered he's also a shareholder in the Manchester City club. So this is someone that you can't actually say he's going to be sidelined. He has the money. So are you going to say people funded his campaign? I don't know about that. It's left for the voters. But like I said earlier, let's pray whosoever is going to be the president of the country, because right now, like you said, it's president announced, because we still have a case in court. We have Peter Obi saying he's not comfortable with the turnout of elections and everything. And I've discovered we see a particular trend going right now in the country. It's that the youths are pushing for a particular candidate.
Yeah.
And somebody said again that this is the first time they've announced the election and the whole place is silent.
The whole place
I have
is
not
moody.
seen that in my life. And I feel just should not take these elections very personal and emotional and all that. I know INEC itself has a role to play in this mishap, in this pain Nigerians are going through right now. But it doesn't mean you should give up. The people up there, the evil people that you want to take out of government, don't give up. So then go from, in fact, some of them can fighting for presidency or a particular political post for up to 7-8 times and they don't give up. You just voted once. Some people, this is even their first time voting and they don't want to vote again. No. Don't you give up. This is Nigeria. We will come together to build a very strong country. Nigeria is still open for greatness. Nigeria is open for greatness.
And that is to tell us another thing again. I remember during when President Muhammad Buhari came, he said not too young to run.
Yes.
Right? And the thing is, the youths now are beginning to involve themselves actively into politics. And that is to tell us, if we give up now, then it means we're giving up our future.
Our generation. We're giving up on our generation.
Yes, that is the thing. And then if we give up now, definitely we can never get it right again. So let's just stand on our feet and then fight, and then to make sure that we keep Nigeria moving the way you and I want it to go.
Yeah, Rejoice, your last words.
Okay, I want to just urge you out there that no matter what has happened, please and please just come out and turn out to vote for the gubernatorial elections.
Please.
I personally, experienced a lot of laxities in my polling unit, but I'm coming out again to vote.
Yes, that's the
I'm coming
spirit.
out again to vote. That's the spirit. I beg you out there, please and please come out in your large numbers and vote.
Now, I want you all to know that we are all stakeholders in this country. Nigeria is ours. Nigeria is not for a particular set of people. Nigeria is our own, and if we don't fight to keep it, we will lose it. And as you all know, tomorrow by 6 p.m., the overview will be coming to your airwaves. So please do well to stay tuned to Glass FM. And as usual, if you want to reach us via our social media handles, on Facebook is Glass FM, on Twitter is Glass_FM, on Instagram is at Glass FM radio station, or you want to email us is glassfm.tv@gmail.com. I also want you to know that you can stream us via YouTube, and on YouTube we are glassfm/TV, and we also on TikTok. Sorry, we've not been able to upload some videos on TikTok, but you soon start seeing all of our videos on TikTok. So we are Glass FM also on TikTok. And then you want to reach out for sponsorship and advertisement, we seriously need it. We seriously need your support, because I'm sure this show should have got up to 1 hour if I'm correct with my people here.
Actually.
But we can't make everyone to be, we can't be going for 1 hour and then we don't even have a whole lot of water or juice at least to accompany everything and at least take it down softly as we're talking right here in the studio. So do it to sponsor the show. If you want to sponsor the show, all you need to do is to call this number +234 81 288 03452. I'll take it slowly. +234 81 288 03452. Once you get this number, the next person you hear is our marketer, and she'll be saying, "Come, let's do business with Glass FM." I still remain your host, Kelly Disamis, and
Rocketina,
and
Rejoice.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Bye.
Glass FM, making a difference.